This one ingredient in your mayo is quietly driving inflammation every single day. We are fixing that today. Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm Claudia, holistic nutritionist and hormone coach for ladies over 40s. On this channel, I simplify your grocery shopping to help you optimize your health. I want you to know what to actually add in your cart and why it matters. Today, I cover the spring Costco deals that are genuinely worth it. Clean proteins, real pantry staples, and 2 things I'm telling you to put back on the shelf. One of the skip is going to surprise you. Costco Canada Spring Deals. What to buy and what to skip this spring. Let's get into it. The number 1 I have on my list is the Chosen Food Avocado Oil Mayonnaise. There is a $3 off right now and you can buy this for $9.99. This is the mayo swap I've been recommending for years and now it's on sale at Costco. The ingredient list is exactly what it should be, like egg yolks, oil, mustard, and spices. That's it. No soybean oil, no canola oil, no fillers. This is the direct replacement for the Hellmann's mayonnaise. Same product but completely different fat profile. The primary fat in conventional mayonnaise is soybean oil or canola oil and an omega-6 heavy refined seed oil that contributes to systemic inflammation when consumed regularly. Avocado oil is predominantly monosaturated fat like oleic acid, the same type found in olive oil, which support cardiovascular health and has a neutral effect on inflammation pathways. For midlife ladies where chronic low-grade inflammation is a driver of hormonal disruption, joint pain, and metabolic dysfunction, the oil in your condiment actually matter. Here is a green garden dressing that you can do at home. I will put the ingredients on the screen. You can dress a grain bowl with it, use it as a dip for crudité, or spread it on a wrap instead of hummus. This is restaurant quality dressing in 3 minutes. The next item I have on my list are the Martino organic pasta variety. There is $4 off right now and you can buy this for $12.99. Certified organic pasta made in Gragnano, Italy, bronze die cut and slow dried at low temperature. This is how real Italian pasta is made. The bronze die creates a rough, porous surface that grabs sauce, that let the sauce stick to the pasta instead of letting it slide off. The ingredients are very simple, so that's the standard for quality pasta. There are 6 varieties for just $2 a bag. You cannot find this price at any grocery store. Quality pasta made from durum with semolina has a lower glycemic index impact than refined white pasta because of its proteins and fiber structure, especially when cooked al dente. The resistant starch that forms when pasta cools further supports gut microbiome diversity, so your leftover pasta salad is actually doing something useful. Pair it with proteins and a healthy fat at every serving to keep blood sugar steady. Here is 1 pan pasta primavera recipe you can try. Saute garlic and asparagus in olive oil for 3 minutes. Add a ladle of starchy pasta water. Toss with cooked fusilli, fresh lemon zest, cracked black pepper, and a generous handful of shaved cheese over the top. Finish with fresh basil. Spring on a plate, basically. The next item I have on my list are the organic live blue mussels. There is $4 off right now and this is in store deal. I want to spend a minute on this one because farm shellfish is one of the most misunderstood category in clean eating. People hear farm and assume it's like farm tilapia or farm salmon, but it's completely different. Mussels are filter feeders. They require 0 feed input, 0 antibiotics, 0 hormones. They literally clean the water they grown in by filtering out microscopic particles. Canadian farm mussels, mostly from PEI, are certified to the Canadian Organic Aquaculture Standard and many carry BAP or organic certification. Monterey Bay Aquarium Seafood Watch rates farm mussels as a best choice. This is one of the most sustainable ethical proteins you can put in your cart. Mussels have excellent nutritional profile, roughly 20 grams of proteins per 100 grams cooked, plus some of the highest concentration of B12, selenium, manganese, and iron you will find in any whole food. Selenium is critical for thyroid hormone conversion, T4 to T3, which is a major factor in midlife metabolism and energy. Iron from the shellfish is a heme iron, the most bioavailable form. And mussels are an excellent source of omega-3 and have a very good omega-6 to omega-3 ratio. Here is a quick recipe to try. Classic white wine mussels. Saute shallots into a big pan. Add a splash of white wine, add the mussels and cover with the lid for 4 or 5 minutes. Finish with fresh parsley, a squeeze of lemon and a drizzle of good olive oil. Serve it with a crusty sourdough on the side. Done in 15 minutes. This is elegant, inexpensive and genuinely impressive. Now the next item I have on my list is the Danish blue cheese. There is $3 off right now and you can buy this for $10.99. Now blue cheese at this price point is a real deal. Danish blue cheese is mild and creamier than gorgonzola, which makes it more versatile in everyday cooking without being intimidated. The ingredients are very clean, like pasteurized milk, salt, starter culture, and penicillin. The penicillin is the mold culture that creates the blue-green veins. This is the same penicillin in the medication, and it's entirely safe to eat. It's used in cheese production for centuries. Blue cheeses are amongst the richest dietary source of vitamin K2 in the NK4 and NK7 form, the form that research shows that directs calcium from your bone rather than your arteries. For bone health, K2 is a non-negotiable vitamin. Pair it with vitamin D and the effect of bone mineralization is well supported. Age-fermented cheese also provide beneficial bacteria strain that support gut microbiome as well. Here is a recipe to try. Endive and pear salad with blue cheese. Half Belgian and the leaves, slice a ripe barley pear thin, add some toasted nuts, a crumble of tablespoon of Danish blue cheese. Dress with honey walnut, like mix walnut oil with some white vinegar, Dijon and a tablespoon of raw honey. This is a starter that looks like it came out of a bistro. You make it in 5 minutes and it's delicious. The next item I have on my list are the Kartago dates. There is $3 off right now and you can buy this for $9.99. Now Khalas dates are from the Al-Aqsa region of Saudi Arabia. They are considered amongst the best eating dates in the world. Softer, stickier and more toffee-like than mojo. These are very clean, 100% Khalas dates. There is nothing added. Kartago is a family-owned date company with a long track record. These are not certified organic, but they are single-ingredient whole food with no processing. Dates are a whole food sweetener. They are not a candy. That's important for you to know. The natural sugar in dates comes packaged with fiber, potassium, magnesium, and polyphenols, which slow absorption and prevent the blood sugar spike, what you would get from a refined sugar. Research has shown that dates support gut health throughout their prebiotic fiber content. Use them as your primary sweetener in cooking and baking. And keep the portion intentional. Usually 2-3 dates, it's considered a serving. So be mindful of that. Here is a recipe to try. Dates and almond energy bites. Blend 10 dates, 1 cup of almond, 1 tablespoon of cocoa powder, a pinch of sea salt, and a splash of vanilla in a food processor. Until the mixture, roll into balls, coat with shredded coconut, and refrigerate for 30 minutes. This makes 12 bites and there is no refined sugar and there are about 4 grams of proteins on each bite. These are the perfect 3 p.m. snacks for the week. The next item I have on my list is the Jackie Pur beef tallow. And there is $3 off right now and you can get this for $9.99. Now beef tallow at Costco, made with 1 ingredient. So this is a big deal. A year ago, you would have to go to a specialty health store to find this. The fact that it's for sale at Costco signals a genuine mainstream shift back towards traditional fat. Important note before I go further. So the one you find at Costco is the conventional beef tallow, not the grass-fed. Grass-fed has a better fatty acid profile. You can find the grass-fed one on the company's website. And I want to be honest with you, the science on saturated fat is genuinely debated. What is not debated is the cooking chemistry. Here is what the research does agree on. Beef tallow is roughly 50% saturated fat and about 42 monosaturated fat, the same oleic acid found in olive oil. Saturated fat are stable at high heat, meaning they don't oxidize and break down the way polysaturated seed oils do when heated. Oxidized cooking fats produce compounds that are consistently associated with inflammation in research. Wherever you choose tallow for its stability, its traditional heritage, or simply to move away from refined seed oil, it's a whole unrefined fat with a single ingredient and no processing. That's as simple as it gets. Roast your vegetables in tallow instead of oil. So toast cauliflower florets, have Brussels sprouts or cubes with potatoes with melted tallow, salt and paprika and garlic. Roast for 30 to 35 minutes at 425 degrees so the exterior crisp in a way that olive oil simply cannot match at that temperature. So this is the difference between good and exceptional roasted vegetables. The next item I have on my list is the Castello Havarti variety slices. Save $4 and you can buy this for $30.99. Castello is a reputable Danish dairy brand. Check your specific pack for clean ingredients. Avoid any flavor variety with natural flavor listed beyond basic seasonings. Havarti is a semi-soft cheese with higher moisture than aged cheddar, which makes it great for melting. Keep in mind this is non-organic cheese. So if that matters for you, then you look for other alternatives. It's also a source of conjugated linoleic acid, CLA, a natural occurring fatty acid in dairy fat with emerging evidence for body compositions. Easier to digest than harder aged cheeses for those with lactose sensitivity due to its semi-fermented nature. You have to try this recipe. Havarti melt over asparagus. Blanch asparagus pears for 2 minutes, lay them on a baking. Drape slices of Havarti over the top and broil for 3 to 4 minutes until bubbly and golden. Finish with lemon zest, cracked pepper, and a drizzle of olive oil. Spring vegetable side in under 10 minutes. Delish. The next item is the Balderson 2-year-old cheddar cheese. There is $4 off right now, and this is $15.39. Balderson, it's a Canadian brand, and this is a 2-year aged cheddar. They have different varieties, but this is the 2-year aged cheddar. It's one of the cleanest cheese options at Costco. Now, full disclosure, the ingredient list is clean, but this is not organic. So if that matters to you, you might have to look at the different options. The longer aging process breaks down almost all the remaining lactose, making it one of the most lactose tolerant cheese option available. The aging process concentrates the proteins and fat while eliminate all lactose. You are getting roughly about 7 grams of proteins per ounce, plus calcium, phosphorus, and vitamin K2 in a very well absorbed form. The sharp flavor means a small amount goes a long way, so you are getting genuine nutritional density without overeating. K2 specifically drives calcium into bones and away from artery walls, as I mentioned before, and this is an underappreciated nutrient for cardiovascular and skeletal health in midlife. Here is how you make, like I said, an apple board. Slice the Baltine, pair with a tiny sliced honey crisp apple, a small pot of Khalas dates, a handful of raw walnuts, and drizzle of honey on top. Add a Castello Havarti for variety. This is your non-cook entertaining spread, effortless, elevated, and genuinely good for you. The next item I have on my list are the Happy Village organic sun-dried figs. Save $4 and you can buy this for $15.99. Certified organic sun-dried figs are one of my favorite and refined at Costco this season. Figs are often overlooked in the dry fruit section in favor of dates or apricots, but they bring a different nutritional profile for a distinct flavor. So check the ingredient list. Should be figs only. If there are sulfites added, often listed as sulfur dioxide, that's there for color preservation. It's worth knowing. If you want to avoid that, then you look for other alternatives. Figs are one of the highest plant calcium sources. They are also rich in prebiotic fiber that specifically feed bifidobacterium strains in the gut microbiome, linked to reduce inflammation and improve estrogen metabolism. Fig contains polyphenols and flavonoids with antioxidant activities, plus a meaningful amount of potassium, electrolytes that support muscle function, blood pressure regulation, and sleep quality. Here is a recipe to try. Fig and goat cheese crostini. Toast thick slices of sourdough, spread with a thin layer of soft goat cheese or ricotta, topped with half dried figs a drizzle of raw honey, and a few fresh thyme leaves, and a crack of black pepper. Serve as a starter or alongside a charcuterie board. These are also excellent on the Balderson cheddar board that we talked before. Like fig, dates, and aged cheese together is a classic combination. The next item I have are the Unreal Dark Chocolate Coconut Minis. Say $5 and you can buy this for $7.99. This one is for the sweet tooth in the room, and it earns its place. Unreal uses cleaner ingredients than most chocolate candies. Dark chocolate like cocoa, sugar, cocoa butter, vanilla, coconut, a short ingredient list without the corn syrup or hydrogenate oil or artificial flavors you will find in mainstream chocolate. This still has sugar, but you treat it as a treat because that's what it is. But for a bag of chocolate at that price point at Costco, it's one of the cleaner options you will find. Use it as your dessert, not as a snack. Dark chocolate cocoa provides flavonols which have well-documented effect on nitric oxide production and blood pressure regulation. The research on dark chocolate and cardiovascular protection is consistent. The key is cocoa content and portions. This is not a health food, but 2-3 pieces, it's a legitimate occasional treat with real nutritional benefit. Now, I have few items which I want to mention because I think they are important. So proceed with cautions. Like Kirkland Flake White Tuna is on sale this week. It's a cleaner protein, but you have to keep in mind the mercury consideration. This is a good deal on a clean protein sources. The ingredient list is simple. Just tuna, water, and salt. No filler, no seed oil, no broth with additive, nothing. The caution is mercury, not the ingredients. Albacore tuna consistently tests higher for mercury. Health Canada suggests limiting albacore tuna to 2 servings per week for adults. If you eat tuna a few times a week, alternate with sardine or mackerel, which are much lower in mercury. Now, what to skip? So, Zavida hazelnut vanilla coffee beans. There are artificial flavor in it, so this looks like a great deal on whole bean coffee. It's organic, and whole bean is the right call. But flip over and look at the ingredients. Coffee, natural and artificial flavor. This is a skip for me. Natural flavor, it's hard to accept it. Now, imagine artificial flavor. This is a hard no. If you want flavor coffee, look for one flavor with real ingredients, or just brew an excellent unflavored whole bean coffee and add a cinnamon stick or vanilla extract to your cup. You get same results, but there are no artificial anything. And the next one, which is on sale this week, is the veggie made with great spinach egg white frittata. I checked the ingredients. There is canola oil. This is a low protein product, and there are a bunch of additives. This one always tricks people because it looks like a clean high protein snack, like eggs, spinach, cheese, all sounds great. But read the actual label. Canola oil, cornstarch, added sugar, flavoring made with gum arabic and maltodextrin. After all of that, you only get about 5 grams of protein per frittata. 5 grams of proteins, that's not a protein snack. Instead, you can try this mini egg muffin, no canola oil, no additives, and plus it's for a fraction of your cost. Batch it on Sunday and you have it for the week. So here is the full recipe. You have to try this mini egg bites. Mix everything together, put into the greased silicone muffin tray, bake for 375 for 18 to 20 minutes. This makes about 12 muffins. Each muffin has approximately 8 grams of proteins and store in the fridge for 5 days. That's your spring Costco haul. So clean fats, real proteins, elevated pantry staples, and 2 things I just saved you from bringing home. This is how I shop and how I teach my clients to shop too. Every item earns its place based on what's actually in it, not what the front of the label say. Read the back, always read the back, and check the ingredients. If you want help building a full week of meal plans around foods like this, meals that support your hormones, your metabolism, your weight loss without restriction, head over to my website, claudiaholisticliving.com. Everything I teach there is built on keeping things practical because life happens. If you miss my Costco 25 favorite products video, I will link it right here. Keep it simple, keep it real, and I will see you in the next video. Ciao!